Welcome to Bangkok Patana Tennis Tips. Today we're looking at the forehand. We'll be looking at the preparation, the backswing, the forward swing, the contact point and the follow through. If we start with the basics, how do I hold the racket? Naturally, if I pick the racket up off the floor, I get into an Eastern forehand grip or shake hands. This shake hands grip or Eastern forehand grip can quite quickly move round to what we call semi-Western or even an extreme grip Western. And this relates really to which ball you play with and how high that ball is bouncing. The first thing we'll look at is preparation. My left hand is key. My left hand will be on the throat of the racket, and my left hand's job is to control the racket face, but also my grip. 95% of the time my forehand is used in a rally situation. The other 5% return a serve. As my opponent's hitting the ball, I need to get ready and split step on their contact. I've done my split step, the ball is travelling towards me. As the ball's crossing the net, and definitely before it's bounced, I've got to take my racket back. My left hand will help that process begin. I take my racket back. As I take my racket back, my left arm will split. My body weight with my legs will transfer the body weight from my left to my right, and the racket gets back into this position. How to take the racket back? There are many ways. You've heard many different things. It could be a straight take back. It could be using the letter C. It could be going around the back of an egg. The key thing is that our rotation from our upper body is there. We've got balance and we're able to load and transfer our body weight. There are a few variables to your backswing. It will depend on how hard the ball's hit. In a coaching lesson, often the ball is hit straight to you, so you can practice the same swing the whole time. In reality, when you're playing a game, you have to react to what's being hit the other end. That's why we always try and practice everything when we're moving and try to understand that our backswing will relate a little bit to the speed, the depth, the height and the spin of the ball that's coming towards you. I've got to the stage, I've done my backswing. We're now looking at our feet. Now, bearing in mind most of you will be using a semi-Western or Western grip, we've got open stance, semi-open stance. Very rarely these days do we see a closed stance where we're blocking ourselves off. So I've got to the stage where my racket's been taken back. I'm in a good strong position, I'm on balance. The next thing we've got to think about is our forward swing. The racket head must drop. The racket head's got to drop below the height of the ball, and then it's got to accelerate. It's got to drop and accelerate. The reason we need the ball to drop is because we need to try and what we call brush up on the ball, especially when we're hitting topspin, and our racket swing wants to go from low to high. Okay, backswing done, forward swing done. Key thing now is contact point. This needs to be consistent. Generally speaking, we want the contact point out in front at a good hitting height. We don't want the racket up here. We don't want the racket too low. We want the racket in a nice, comfortable position. advanced level, we will look at a couple of other things. So for down the line, the racket is slightly further back. For cross court, the racket will be slightly further forward. Another very important factor is what do all my body parts do. So we've got shoulder and trunk rotation, we've got our legs. As we bring the racket forward, as we make contact, everything needs to be working so we transfer our weight forwards. The final piece of our jigsaw is our follow through. So we make contact, we must follow through. A lot of people sometimes will stop, the ball will just fly. The follow through can be across our body up high, can be across a little bit lower. You've all seen the Nadal whip up here. It's a little bit grip related. I tend to prefer we actually finish over our shoulder and the left hand then's back involved when catching the racket.